almost completely due to Despicable Me 2, with the incredible Burt Wonderstone's portion only being 22.5 million. Vin Diesel came in fourth. Vin Diesel's fourth.
Yeah.
Isn't that mad?
That's insane.
I like Vin Diesel,
I can't believe
but seriously.
Steve Carell's third.
I know. Vin Diesel came in fourth with 887 million, mainly due to Fast and Furious 6, as Riddick only took in 98 million. Sandra Bullock rounds up the top five with two big hits this year with two different genres. Gravity made 632 million, and The Heat took in 230 million. Fast and Furious 7 is slated to hit theatres next summer, and Hercules, so Dwayne The Rock Johnson should have another huge year come 2014. I like him.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad, because he's one of those actors out there. He doesn't try and make Shakespeare. He makes fun movies, and you know what you're going to get.
And that's exactly what you need.
Yeah. I have much respect.
I really think he's this generation's, like Schwarzenegger or Stallone.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what you need.
Yeah. I want him in the Expendables. Put him in the Expendables.
Why is he not in the Expendables?
He should be in the Expendables.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you see Dwayne The Rock Johnson on a movie poster, you know exactly what you're going in to see.
Yes, you do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Dumb fun.
Probably stupid.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, if you can make a movie like G.I. Joe Retaliation fun, he's bankable, definitely, in that aspect. You know what I mean?
Yes, right. I'm Mark.
I'm Saxon.
And this is the Following the Nerd Review of the Year.
Even though you wouldn't think it.
You can get us on Facebook, facebook.com/Following the Nerd. You can tweet us at NerdFollowing.
Voice of Ahsoka Tano on Star Wars The Clone Wars, and I follow the nerd.
Right, okay, we've been talking about DC movies.
Have we? I couldn't even tell.
Come on, isn't it nice to be talking about DC?
Yes, it's nice that DC are finally getting that corner of the market back away from Marvel again.
Yeah,
because for last year, you might as well, we're talking about 2013 this year as the review show. This show is the review show of 2013, and it may as well have been the review of Marvel news.
Yes.
Because every week we're coming in here and it's like Marvel and new stuff about Guardians of the Galaxy, new stuff about Ant-Man.
And every week, this is the truth. I mean, ever faithful listener, we honestly came in and thought, right, this week we're not going to focus on Marvel. But you can't not focus on Marvel.
Yeah. Look, I bear the same cross. I do the nerd news videos, and it's like every week.
Yeah.
New Marvel news comes out.
It's just nearly impossible because there's just so much more. But you know what? I'm so glad as a DC fan. I'm so glad to see that DC have woken up. Finally, have woken up. So that's nice. But on that note,
that's nice.
That's nice. Shut up. On that note, now we're going to talk about Marvel news.
Yay! First Marvel news of 2014.
Yay!
Let's get this bandwagon on the road.
Yeah, let's hear over Christmas. I watched A Never-Ending Story with my kids.
Yeah, so you did.
Did you see my post on Facebook?
You tagged me in it.
I couldn't stop. Every now and again, I bust out laughing because all I could see was that.
Yay!
You're going to have to get off me, buddy. You're a little heavy. Yay! We're going down. Yay!
Yay!
It is just the funniest thing. And every time he got on top of that dragon, all I could see was Peter Griffin. Yay! Unbelievable. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
Anyway,
yes. Marvel news. We mentioned already. Iron Man 3 was 2013's biggest grossing movie.
Right.
Sigh. Right, okay, Iron Man 3 easily won the title of the biggest grossing movie of 2013, raking in $1.2 billion worldwide.
I genuinely think had Thor the Dark World got an earlier release, I think it would have been the top one because it decimated its previous movie's box office record.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a much, much better movie.
It's far more entertaining.
Yeah, I definitely think we've had this conversation many times, and we all agreed, even Stuart agreed, that it's probably the best Marvel movie so far.
Yeah.
And it's out in February. It's just been announced that it's actually getting released on the 25th of February. I am buying that.
Oh, aye.
By the way, Blu-ray fans should keep an eye out as well, because I can't remember the exact date, but later on in January, there's going to be a fully restored Blu-ray copy of RoboCop coming out. Now, not
original?
Not the horrible remake, the Paul Verhoeven original.
Class!
Completely cleaned up.
Polished and cleaned up, and all the grain got rid of.
Because it's been released a couple of times on like HD and stuff, and all they've really done is upgraded, transferred it across. This is a complete digital restoration.
Unreal.
And it's coming out, I think it's around the middle of January. So that is definitely on the must-get list.
Class.
Because RoboCop is still a timeless classic. Anyway, Marvel news. So Iron Man, biggest title of the year. Next 3 spots on the list went to Despicable Me 2, which took in 918 million. We'll have to get Stuart to do his wee impression later on. Fast and Furious 6, 788 million. Very deserved. And The Hunger Games. See, now, your argument I take on board definitely for Thor, but The Hunger Games only came out. It took 771 million. It's only been out a few weeks.
That sucks.
Yeah. Of the top 20 highest grossing films, 16 of them are sequels or based on books, comics, or existing intellectual properties.
Well, at least Thor's number 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of the 4 films not relying on brand name recognition, Gravity took 652 million and was the highest at 7th place. The other three original films were The Croods, Pacific Rim, and Now You See Me. It's so good to see Pacific Rim in there because I love that movie so much.
Me too. We are cancelling the apocalypse.
Was it the first rule is you don't touch me? The second rule is you don't touch me.
Only Idris Elba can make that work.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's such a preposterous line.
First rule, you don't touch me. Second rule, you don't touch me.
And you know what? Pacific Rim, for all its smash bang
Wallop
fun, the scene where he rescues the little girl,
yes,
is an amazing,
from the massive kaiju,
beautiful scene.
Yeah,
it's so good, it's so powerful, and it's such a great. It's Guillermo del Toro at his absolute
visual
finest.
Yeah,
you know, Pan's Labyrinth is amazing. The Devil's Backbone is one of my all-time favorite movies. That scene, that one scene in Pacific Rim, is just beautiful.
Yeah,
in fact, you know what? I'm putting that as one of my moments of the year.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's in there.
Yeah,
we'll just put that right in there. Close the door. There we go. Yeah, but no, I mean, Pacific Rim is so overlooked because it's just thrown in there to be Transformers fodder. You know what I mean? Just, oh, look at that big fighty robots smashing the place up with big fighty Godzillas. Oh, whatever. Who wants to see that?
Godzillas.
Yeah, well, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Nerds want to see that.
I want the sequel.
And on top of that, you get those little moments like where he rescues the little girl.
Yeah.
You get those little moments between what's his face and his brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Class.
I took my little boy to see it, right? Because he's nowhere near 12, but you know, with 12 movies, you can take your kids if you think...
It's 12,
no, he's nowhere near 12, my son.
Yeah.
But I took him. I thought, you know what? I think he's going to enjoy this. And I said to him, it might scare you, but I think you're going to have fun with it. By the end of it, right, and he goes to see a lot of movies with me, by the end of it, he was actually cheering.
Was he?
In his seat. He was actually standing up going, yeah!
Brilliant!
And you know what? He was totally into it.
Well, that's what you want.
That was great. I think I want a Pacific Rim sequel.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the top 20 movies of the year. Iron Man 3, Despicable Me 2.
Do you want me to do a rundown?
Yeah, sure, go.
Okay, so this is descending then, is it, from 1 to 20 or 20 to 1?
It's up to yourself, whatever you want to do.
I'll do 20 for 1. The Great Gatsby, The Hangover Part 3, Now You See Me, Frozen, G.I. Joe Retaliation, Pacific Rim, The Wolverine, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, Star Trek Into Darkness, Oz the Great and Powerful, World War Z, The Croods, Thor the Dark World, Gravity, Man of Steel, Monsters University, The Hunger Games Catching Fire, Fast and Furious 6, Despicable Me 2, and at number 1, Iron Man 3.
Yes, some great movies in there. Right, Avengers 2, The Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Now, we thought we were pretty clear on what's happening with the Age of Ultron.
Yeah. There's going to be a bad guy in it called Ultron.
Yeah, and he's going to get up the bad stuff, and the Avengers are going to have to stop him. But it seems that how do you pronounce that? Mayimbe from Latino Review. He does all the little videos. He's pretty much on the money. But he says that there's a breakdown circulating in Hollywood right now where Marvel is looking for a physically imposing man aged between 40 to 50, Caucasian, for a supporting role. According to the sources, the villain will be Baron Wolfgang von Strucker, one of the leaders of the terrorist organization Hydra, who of course we first met in
Captain America, the first Avenger.
And they were mentioned in Avengers. And according to them, will include in their ranks the likes of Quicksilver, who's Aaron Taylor Johnson's playing, Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen is playing. Now, in the original comics, they are the offspring of the kids of Magneto. Mm-hmm. But because Magneto's not going to be in this, he's part of the X-Men, which is owned by Fox, and it's part of the X-Men movies. It's hinting that this will be that they're going to work for Von Strucker instead of basically working for Magneto. Before becoming Avengers, as Marvel has no rights to the mutants. Strucker first appeared in 1964 as Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos. He was a former Nazi officer. Strucker's body is a host to the death spore virus, which gives him powerful healing abilities and has stopped his aging. If he dies, however, the virus can go airborne and will wipe out all life on Earth.
Well, there's a bit of a catch-22.
Yeah. So the two actors that Marvel seem to be looking for are Doug Ray Scott and Martin Sokas.
Doug Ray Scott could play a Nazi.
Yeah, I like Doug Ray Scott.
Yeah.
There has been talk that the evil organisation Hydra will rear its head, in
Easy.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So it looks like they're going to bring back Hydra. We've talked a wee bit about this before. I have said that I believe Robert Redford's character in
Spoilers.
Big spoilers. If
Yes.
you don't want to know, I'm just
Speculation,
going by what I've
wild
read
speculation
before.
here.
Well,
maybe not wild.
I believe that Robert Redford's character is the Red Skull.
Yeah.
And
I'd love that.
I think that's amazing. So this would tie in to maybe seeing more Hydra in later movies.
Yeah.
I see this as kind of supporting my Redford theory.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, it would be nice too, because obviously Marvel's a very big, broad universe, and obviously there's more than just one bad guy out there. So it'd be nice if the Hydra organization, they weren't exactly stopped in the first Avenger.
No, not at all.
It's almost like at the end of Return of the Jedi. Just because the Death Star is destroyed doesn't mean that that's it.
Yeah.
For the Empire. So I like that the Hydra has sort of been recovering over the years and rebuilding.
Yeah, and of course they've always had the whole thing that you cut off one head and two grow back.
Yes,
so
cut off one head, tomorrow shall take its place. Hail Hydra.
All right, Paul Rudd is Ant-Man.
Ant-Man! Yeah!
Yeah, we talked
Best
about
news
this.
of the year.
We talked
All
about this
2
on the
days of
last
it.
show of 2013 that it was heavily rumoured that he was Ant-Man, but it has now been confirmed by Marvel.
Yep.
That he will be Ant-Man.
Did I say? What did I say?
we
Our
did.
last show on here, we're talking about Paul Rudd being Ant-Man, and it was reported, and Disney were like, "Oh no, he's just entered negotiations."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was it.
Of
course he was.
We weren't buying it.
Yeah,
Fallen
of course he was Ant-Man, because otherwise they would have said, no, he's definitely not.
Paul who?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what our own Dave said.
Yeah.
Dave.
In the face.
So, this is great news. The press release, Marvel Studios confirmed that renowned actor Paul Rudd has been cast to star as a title character in Marvel's Ant-Man. The feature film is being directed by Edgar Wright. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige will produce the film with Nira Park. The casting of Rudd represents the actor that Marvel had long ago identified as its first choice to play Ant-Man, continuing the studio's desire to cast actors that bring several dimensions to on-screen heroes. The film's plot is still under wraps. Rudd brings a diverse background to the role, having become one of the industry's most best-known actors and a reputation for smart, funny, creative performances. Rudd can currently be seen in Anchorman 2, Legend continues, blah, 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 blah. This is 40, I Love You Man, role models, forgetting Sarah Marshall, blah, 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 knocked up and 40-year-old virgin. So this is great news.
This is fantastic news. And in all honesty, I think the best type of actors are comedians.
Absolutely.
Because they have the timing down perfectly to a T. And the great thing is, if you're a comedian and you're an actor, obviously the timing applies to being funny and stuff, but they can break your heart as well, just so easily, because they apply the same technique to tragedy as they do to comedy.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Bill Murray in the film he made with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, Lost in
Lost in
Translation.
Translation. What a performance!
Lost in your mind there
Lost
for a
in my
second,
mind.
but
What a performance!
yeah,
What a performance! And Jim Carrey. Look at Man on the Moon. Look at Cable Guy. It's just. I think Paul Rudd's going to blow this out of the way. I think he's going to be. We asked Dave last week, our own Dave, do you think Paul Rudd's going to? And he was like, "Who's Paul Rudd?"
yeah. This time next
A
year,
couple of years from now, Paul Rudd.
no,
is
not
gonna be-
a couple of years, not a couple of years. It'll be the whole Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man thing.
Yeah.
Because I forget who I was having this conversation with. I said something like, oh yeah, Paul Rudd's going to be Ant-Man. I'm like, Ant-Man? I was like, yeah, Ant-Man. Like he can shrink down really small, he can grow really massive and still retain obvious strength and stuff. And they're like, really? That's a comic book character? But the thing is, people were saying the exact same thing about Iron Man before 2008.
Yeah.
It's
Thor. I would
yeah,
never have dreamed
it's
Thor
like,
would work.
Really? A guy in a suit of armor who takes down bad guys? Are you serious?
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr., the guy from Ally McBeal is playing him? Really?
Yeah.
And now Robert Downey Jr. is number 2 in last year's top most bankable actors?
So he's the second most bankable actor on the planet, and he was in the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that.
Exactly. That's going to happen to Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it is.
Name. And then we get Ghostbusters 3. Anyway,
Yes, we will.
Sorry.
And Paul Rudd will be in.
Did you see my little rant on Facebook? I watched Evolution during the week.
Right.
Have you ever watched Evolution?
I love Evolution.
Evolution's such a good movie.
Yeah.
You know what? Take that cast.
Give them
Orlando
proton
Bloom,
packs.
Take David Duchovny.
Orlando Bloom?
Orlando
Jones.
I really need to go home.
You do.
Please
Orlando Bloom in
don't
a
put Orlando
Ghostbusters
Bloom in
movie?
Ghostbusters. Take Orlando Jones. Take David Duchovny. put them in grey jumpsuits, give them proton packs, and bang, you've got your Star Wars
Yeah.
movie. Or your... See?
Go get some sleep.
See? Not
It's
really
those
gonna-
people phoning you. They're keeping you up
See?
all night.
Not good. Not good. But yeah, you've got your Ghostbuster movie.
Although proton packs in a